The tug of war between the Delhi government and the Delhi police has hit an all-time low today. The Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP's shadowboxing for control of the Delhi police took an ugly turn after the capital's top cop, BS Bassi, met the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Both sides failed to break the ice, and there were reports of a slanging match over the probe into the stabbing of a 19-year-old girl.
The tussle between the Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party government and the Delhi police seems to be never-ending. The latest flashpoint: investigations into the brutal stabbing of a 19-year-old girl in Anand Parvat, leading to the Chief Minister summoning the Delhi police chief. With Bassi refusing to divulge details about the investigations into the case and Kejriwal's questions going largely unanswered, the talks were a total failure.
कोई एक आदमी 32 बारी चाकू मारे और उसको पुलिस इतने हल्के में ले, और पुलिस ने उसको सबसे बड़ी बात है रिमांड तक पर लेने की जरूरत नहीं समझी। जब ये क्वेश्चन रेज किया गया तो कमिश्नर साहब का कहना था कि रिमांड पर लेना ना लेना पुलिस की अपनी मर्जी है, जरूरत समझेंगे तो लेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं लेंगे।
The top cop, however, maintaining that the talks were cordial and investigations into the Anand Parvat case was on.
बहुत ही cordial environment में बातचीत हुई है, and question of her not being sensitive to this matter doesn't arise. For us, it was a challenge. Immediately after registration of the case, strenuous efforts were made. The culprits were arrested.
The BJP also taking the opportunity to hit out at the AAP government.
The outcome of the meeting between Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Police Commissioner BS Bassi may not have gone down to the liking of the Delhi government. In fact, with it, the tussle between the centre and the state government over the control of Delhi police has only escalated. Now it will be interesting to see what's next for Arvind Kejriwal in his bid to try and rein in the Delhi police. With camera person Kulwant, Ankit Tyagi in New Delhi for India Today.
Meanwhile, the face-off between Arvind Kejriwal and the Delhi Police Commissioner had intensified 3 days ago when the Chief Minister spoke exclusively to India Today. At that time, he had used a slang word to describe the Delhi police. The Thulla remark was stoutly countered by Mr. Bassi. Listen in to where it all began in that interview I did with Arvind Kejriwal on Friday.
ये कहते हैं नहीं, दिल्ली पुलिस के खिलाफ भी नहीं करोगे। दिल्ली पुलिस का अगर कोई ठुल्ला किसी रेडी पटरी वाले से पैसे मांगता है, उसके खिलाफ भी केस नहीं होना चाहिए। ये मंजूर नहीं है।
It's a derogatory expression. It is an obscene expression. So I refuse to believe that Honorable CM has used this word. All institutions and all instrumentalities of state must have mutual respect for each other.
Joining me now on the face-off is Dr. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer who was the BJP's candidate, remember, for Chief Ministership in Delhi. Raghav Chadda, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Kiran Bedi, as a Delhi policeman who then also entered politics, how do you see this playing out? Can we have a situation in a city in the national capital where the police commissioner and the chief minister are in some kind of a war of words or in a game of one-upmanship? What does that do to the morale of the police force?
It's a very sad time for Delhi. It's a very sad time. I'm speaking as a citizen of the city who served the city for last 40 years. It's a very sad happening for the city as a whole. The whole priority is not governance, but conflict. It's somehow confrontation to stay in the news, even though it's negative.
But at the same time, ma'am, shouldn't the chief minister have the right to be able to summon the police commissioner? Shouldn't the police commissioner ideally report to the chief minister, not to the lieutenant governor, not to the home minister?
Rajdeep, the persons in power very well knew it's a union territory, and that the police reports to the lieutenant governor. They knew the land and the police is with the lieutenant governor and that they'd have to work with him. From day one, they started confrontation with the governor and the police. How they started in confrontation with the government even in the first term. The police. You can't have the police confronted and then having all bad names. How do you work with the force? when you continue to call names? How do you work with even the constitutional head, the lieutenant governor, if you call names? I think the whole approach has been somehow confrontational. It's not governance. Issue is how it's so negative. The whole thing is negativity. I think they're taking down Delhi on a total decline, which is very hurtful for the capital of the city.
Raghav Chadda, negativism, confrontational is how Kiran Bedi puts it. Do you agree that there are other ways to resolve this issue? An 18-year-old, 19-year-old gets tragically stabbed. Now even that has become a political issue, that this girl has got stabbed because the Delhi police is not under us. The Delhi police should come under us. Now, where will the politics end? Is the law and order situation going to improve if this politics continues?
Mr. Sardesai, these terms of, a confrontationalist approach to be, always be in the headlines or in the media, be it, negative publicity, etc. We've heard these sorts of argument even before the February 2015 Delhi elections. We know what the result is. The problem today is, and I'll try to stay as apolitical as possible in this debate, the problem today is, and what I expected from the former IPS officer and especially being a woman, that she will talk about this case. The problem today is that the Delhi police, the figures put forth by the National Crime Records Bureau and published by the Delhi police show that there is an alarming rate, increase in the crime records and the crime graph. It has doubled with respect to, the figures of 2013-2014. The 19-year-old girl
would that change if the police came under the control? Do you believe it would change if the police came under the control of the Chief Minister? Are you saying that that incidents like this tragic stabbing would have ended?
I will come to that. Just let me make a few opening remarks. Mr. Sardesai, on your channel, in the past 4 weeks, we have debated on 3 very serious lapses by the Delhi police. One, how a 19-year-old girl is stabbed 35 times in broad daylight. Her mother and the victim had been complaining for the past 2 years to the respective police thana that these 2 boys have been molesting us, have been threatening us with acid attacks, but no cognizance was taken. Number 2, the issue number 2 that we have been debating, the rape of domestic help by the assistant sub-inspector of police and the video that was put out in the public domain after that. And thirdly, how fake encounters done by the Delhi police in the allegedly in the Manoj Vashisht case happened. All these 3, and the stone pelting incident in which the Delhi police was throwing stones at a woman driver. All these things show that there is a serious law and order situation in Delhi. And who is responsible for this? Article 239AA of the Constitution is very clear. The complete jurisdiction and authority over the Delhi police is that of the central government with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the helm of affairs. Our demand is very simple. Which is that the Prime Minister must devote at least few hours in a week to this grim situation of law and order in Delhi. And if he is unable to do so, he should relinquish the jurisdiction of the Delhi police and
Can I give Kiran Bedi now
to the democratically elected government of NCT of Delhi?
Kiran Bedi, respond to what Raghav Chadda is saying. He seems to be suggesting almost as if the alarming rise in law and order numbers when it is coming in Delhi in some way is because the Delhi government doesn't have control over the police, and that is the nub of the problem according to him.
No. Rajdeep, they have a serious deficit of administrative experience. They have a serious deficit of governance, administrative acumen. They really do not understand how to govern the city and how a society functions with how the police functions. Unfortunately, how does one help them? They are absolutely a case of abuse of numbers. That's what I get it. Because they keep saying, we are elected, we got the numbers. I think it's becoming a case of abuse of numbers rather than the correct use of governance.
Do you agree, Dr. Bedi, that the police should be under a chief minister, or do you believe that the present arrangement was workable?
Well, its present arrangement is workable provided you want to work. I think the working doesn't suit them. Obstruction suits them. Confrontation suits them. Keeping these issues alive suits them. Solutions don't. If they were really serious today for a solution, then the Chief Minister should have asked for a serious meeting with the Lieutenant Governor and requesting that let the Commissioner of Police be present, because that's a legal reality. If he was serious, he would have engaged with the Lieutenant Governor and sat down with the chief minister, the police commissioner, and made some concrete suggestions and left it to the lieutenant governor to lead and steer.
Can I bring you in, Raghav Chadha, for a final word? In an interview to me, Mr. Kejriwal called the police or some elements in the police tullas, which is a slang word. The lieutenant governor is said to be someone, according to Mr. Kejriwal, who even if the watchman of Amit Shah, the BJP president, calls him, will go and run for him. If you publicly attack every constitutional functionary, how are you going to be able to do work with them?
Yes, so Mr. Sardesai, these arguments are put forth by the former chief ministerial aspirant of the BJP that we lack administrative acumen, or we called a particular police officer thulla, or we said a couple of things about the lieutenant governor which in fact are true. The fact is that the debate on this will not improve the law and order situation in Delhi. The fact is that responsibility needs to be established, accountability needs to be fixed, and culpability of the erring officers needs to be ascertained. Now, I am again appalled on your show that being a woman, being a former IPS, Miss Bedi is only making political statements criticizing the Aam Aadmi Party and its governance, which they did before the elections also. But this will not solve the problem. The problem is that there is no accountability. Those at the helm of affairs, those responsible for ensuring women's safety and security in Delhi and maintaining law and order, that is the central government and Prime Minister Modi, are not taking charge. Therefore, in the most likely event of Prime Minister Narendra Modi not devoting time to the law and order situation of Delhi, he must relinquish the jurisdiction and hand it over to the government of Delhi. And it is not a political statement. It is not just the Aam Aadmi Party who is saying this. The former Chief Minister of Delhi for 3 terms, Ms. Sheila Dikshit, has also said that police needs to come under the the ambit of the state government. This is how capitals across the globe function. London, just let me complete. London has Metropolitan Police of London.
I am ready to
New York has the NYPD. Global cities, global capitals which have dignitaries, diplomats, parliaments, Rashtrapatis staying in that city have a separate police force. Therefore, just like London, New York, etc., the government of Delhi needs its own police force to maintain law and order. And all you need is the political will.
Raghav, I am ready to take your point. The problem is that along with that, the abuse also is not necessary. If you directly confront the police commissioner or the lieutenant governor, work doesn't get done. But Kiran Bedi, final word, the point that Raghav makes, across the world now, NYPD, Metropolitan Police, there is an accountability system. The fear is in Delhi, it doesn't exist. The fact is that the chief minister should be the person who the police should be accountable to. Isn't that the way forward?
Please. Well, the present status is the accountability is with the lieutenant governor, the present status. So why don't you learn to work together? One of the first criterion of governance is you learn to work together. You carry people along and not that you call names to everybody and then you say they're not working with you or they're not delivering, because you're condemning everybody. Okay. You condemn more than 1 million cops by calling them tullas. How will you have anybody working with you, working for you? You condemn lieutenant governor, you condemn the chief minister, you condemn the municipal corporation, you condemn everybody and then call them a bad name. I think this first criterion is learn to work, accept the status, govern, work with people and then do a debate.
Okay, one sentence, Raghav, if it is only one sentence.
One sentence. Yes, Mr. Sardesai, women's security and safety, maintaining law and order situation in Delhi is of utmost importance to the Aam Aadmi Party and its government. There will be political outrage. We will use our political authority, our moral authority to make sure that the citizens of Delhi are safe and secure. Let the likes of Ms. Kiran Bedi politicize the issue, make derogatory remarks with respect to Arvind Kejriwal. It does not matter. Times have changed. The choices of the people of Delhi have changed. They want governance, they want safety. And the BJP has miserably failed.
Use collaboration. Don't use authority, use collaboration. Work on coalition.
Okay.
Work on co-option.
Let's leave it
there. That's what we are saying.
Let's leave it there, Ms.
That's precisely why we met the police commissioner. That's precisely why the deputy CM and the CM have been repeatedly meeting Rajnath Singh ji. We are seeking time from the Prime Minister.
Okay,
the Prime Minister says we don't have time. The Prime Minister says I don't have time to meet the Chief Minister of Delhi. What more do you expect?
Don't call them names. Don't call names to policemen. Don't call names to people.
Will this solve Meenakshi's murder case?
And
Kiran Bedi ji saying don't adopt a confrontational approach. Will this solve? Will this solve the problem of women in Delhi?
That's it. That's it. Time out. Time out. Both sides have had enough time to say their words. It's unfortunate that we have a situation where we need groups to work together. We need to find solutions. We don't need conflict when it comes to law and order in the national capital.